Some guy commented, why don't you make a video about all the AEW superstars that need release? And I thought, it's a really good idea, but I don't know all the AEW superstars that need release. But thankfully, AEW's compiled their own wee list. AEW roster. Quality, man. Right? So we're going to go for every single person that's on the roster page, and I'm going to say whether I'd keep them or get rid of them. So we're looking at this from a perspective of, let's just say, it's what I think. I'm not thinking what Tony Khan thinks, because Tony Khan says the more the merrier. Right? And we're going to start off with the AEW World Champion. Release or not to release. Personally, I think MJF's overrated. I feel like anyone booked in his position of, oh, well, I can go to WWE and just a typical heel buddy in Japan, which, I mean, he's got every fucking right to do that, but then he kisses the ass of people. I don't understand how, like, he can come across as this, like, heel who's unbeatable, and then be like, oh, but I used to train and wish I was half as good as you, Adam Cole. I'm so tempted to release him, but I'll keep him. Tony Storm, release. It's a nobody. She sucks. No charisma, no nothing. Go back to your OnlyFans, Tony Storm. Chris Statlander, no idea why she beat Jade Cargill, to be honest. Release. FTR, release. Right, they suck. Their moment of fame was battering a guy that was handcuffed and was defenseless after he, tackled Bret Hart to the ground. That is their moment of fame. Orange Cassidy, the gimmick is absolutely horrendous. He needs to go. Luchasaurus, big guy, I'd keep. House of Black, release every single one of them, especially that Brody Lee guy. He's an absolute fanny. Anyway, into the men's roster. Aaron Solo, release. I've no idea who he is. Thankfully, AEW's compiled their career stats. Damn it. We've got career. So he's lost 79 times. I'm not really going to factor any of that in. He's a jobber. Release. Action Andre. Oh, apparently Jericho got this guy over. No, he didn't. Release. Adam Cole, get in the bin, you skinny, fat mess. Hangman Adam Page, you suck, right? You're garbage. Get in the bin, mate. Alex Reynolds, get in the bin. Who are you? I don't know who you are. Andrade. Ric Flair thinks this guy's brilliant, but see, in reality, he's not brilliant. He's shit. I don't give a shit, right? If Ric Flair's backing him, you've got the likes of Kurt Angle saying Charlotte Flair's the greatest wrestler of all time. What? We've got Angelico, released. The Spanish Announce Project, get in the bin. Cool hand Angelo Parker, well, backhand, mate. Good night. Anthony Bowens, release. Anthony Ogogo, the governor. What is this, The Walking Dead, mate? No. The governor in The Walking Dead would kick your ass, jabroni. AR Fox, aye, mate. Fantastic, Mr. Fox. No, clinically depressed Mr. Fox, I am watching this guy. Arva Davari. No. Absolutely not. Austin Gunn. Keep. Bandito, get rid of. Big Bill. He could be booked a lot better. So I would keep, because he's a big guy, but there's just not an awful lot to him. Daddy ass Billy Gunn. I mean, come on. How can they have this? How can they have Billy Gunn? I'm not saying Billy Gunn's the greatest wrestler of all time, but a big deal, like during the Attitude Era, New Age Outlaws, and he just feels like a jobber in AEW, but I'd keep him. Blade, get rid of. Brandon Cutler, get rid of. Brian Cage, get rid of. I mean, look at his mohawk. Absolute bum. Brian Pillman Jr., he's nowhere near his dad, and I think his dad's overrated. Same with this guy, Brock Anderson, just a flabby mess. Brody King, I've already talked about you, get rid of. Buddy Matthews, get rid of. Bryan Danielson. I don't like Daniel Bryan. Oh, I don't even think it affects the company if he goes or not. I think many people affect the company, but we'll keep him. Butcher. Not good enough. Sorry, get rid of him. Cash Wheeler, like I said with FTR, get rid of him. Jericho, I'd release him. I don't care if he's Chris Jericho. I love Chris Jericho, right? But see, at this stage, he's too old. I mean, it's not even an age thing. It's just a boring thing. I don't know what's happened. His AEW run's been a disaster, man. See, since he's lost that AEW title, I've nothing good to say about him. Up next with Christian Cage, I'd keep him. But, come on, you've got to do better. They've got to book him better, man. Christian's not born really good in the mic. Christopher Daniels, too old. This guy coming out wearing the the dulet, the singlet, but then it's not the singlet, it's the double singlet. I don't know what the word is for it. It looks awful, man. And that time he came out in Dynamite a couple of weeks ago, limping, hobbling down the ring, get in the bin. We've got Chuck Taylor. Chuck him in the bin. Claudio Castagnoli, again, I think he could be. He's a boring bastard. Ring of Honor. I mean, come on. Come on. Ring of Honor. I mean, that's what was that all about, man? Honestly. Up next, we've got CM Punk. Do not agree with his political stuff, but you know what? It doesn't change the fact he's a main offender. He's the biggest star they've got. Needs to be capped. Colt Cabana release, and it's got nothing to do with Punk. The guy's a bum. I always disagreed when Punk said this guy should have been in the Shield. No, he shouldn't have. The guy is a jobber. Still lives with his mum and dad. Colton Gunn. This guy, he's alright. He's one of the guns. Dan Housen, one of the worst gimmicks I've ever seen. I think he's like 43 or something as well. Don't know if that's true. Don't care if it's true. He needs to go. The gimmick. Very nice, very evil. What is he, Borat? Borat on fucking crack? Honestly, man. Daniel Garcia. I'm not a professional wrestler. I'm a sports entertainer. You're fucking neither, mate. You can't do either. So get in the bin. Dante Martin, release. Darby Allin. Absolute vanilla midget. Absolutely. You know what? Go and crawl up GG Dolan's arse, mate, and don't come back. Darius Martin. So you get two Martins in Top Flight. Just a fucking jobber tag team. Dax Harwood, get in the bin. Dustin Rhodes. Too old. He's not even that old. He's irrelevant, man. When he had that match against Cody a couple of years ago, he was alright, but since then he's done nothing. The Mad King, Eddie Kingston. Nah. I don't care if Bubba Ray says that this guy is the next big thing. He's not the next big thing. He's big, but he's not the next big thing. All Ego Ethan Page, he can go. All Ego, what? Evil Uno, just another bum that can't do anything. There's a million of them on this roster. Griff Garrison is not needed. Hook, I don't care if he's Taz's son. Overrated bastard comes in. What's that about? In the bin, son. Isaiah Cassidy, in the bin. Jungle Boy Jack Perry, doesn't like to talk. Well, you know what, mate? I don't like you on this list. Get in the bin. Jack Hager. No. Jay Lethal, keep. But he needs to be booked the hell of a lot better. Oh god, look who's up next. Gotta bow down. Switchblade. Jay White, get in the bin. Absolute. Look at him, greasy, rat looking, smelly bastard. Get in the bin. Jeff Hardy, I'd release him. I love you, Jeff, but no, mate, I think it's time to call it a day. Unless you can go a couple of years, I'll say a couple of years, just promise me that if I give you the belt, you can go without the drugs, I'd take it. Jeff Jarrett, keep him. Book the guys that are getting a world title feud. We've still got years left. John Silver. Guy's a midget. You probably couldn't even get a... Is there a bin small enough to accommodate him? I don't know. John Moxley. Release. Josh Woods. Release. Juice Robinson. Release. See, it's Juice Robinson. Who is he? Oh, Bullet Club Gold. What? Bullet Club what? Limitless Keith Lee. Old, flabby, grey, decrepit, fat bastard Keith Lee. In the bin. Oh, executive vice president Kenny Omega. Oh, what's it going to be? I'm feeling it. Release. I have not one good thing to say about Kenny Omega. The guy's a bum. I mean, he wrestles fucking 9-year-olds. No wonder he holds up all those signs that he holds up. Super bad Kip Sabian. He is super bad. Super shite. That's what he is. Commander. Release. Just a Mexican guy wearing a mask. Nothing more to it. Konuki, take a shit at. Well, mate, you can take a shit in some other restroom. No backstage at my company, mate, because you are shite. Kyle Fletcher, Aussie Open. It's a fucking tennis tournament in Australia. You're not needed. You're a bum. You're a fucking bum, man. Get in the bin. Kyle O'Reilly. Greasy, ginger-looking rat bastard. Time to move on. Lance Archer. Get in the bin. Big shotty Lee Johnson. Like, right, look at Lee Johnson and Lee Moriarty. What is the difference between those two, right? Before you go, No, it's not fucking racism, right? Because look at Mark Davis and then look at Kyle O'Reilly. They've got the exact same fucking look. Honestly, man, it is the exact same look. It is. I mean, look at Omega. Look at Juice Robertson and Jay White. Exact same look. I mean, Jeff Jarrett's got a different look to him than anybody else here, man. And that is just facts. That is just the game willing to play. So release both of them. Luchasaurus, I said earlier, I'd keep. Luther, I mean, look at his career. He's lost 62 matches. What, am I supposed to keep this guy? Malachi Black, already said get in the bin. Mark Briscoe, an absolute jobber. I do not care if his brother's dead. That does not warrant a spot on TV for me. I do not care. Right? See, in like big TV shows, right? When does someone die and they're like, oh, we're going to give a spot to his brother here? Never. The only time I can think of is when Paul Walker died and they had to use his brother to make the scenes work. That's the only time I can remember that. Mark Davies, again, I've already talked about him. Absolute jobber. Mark Sterling, again, another absolute jobber. Mark Quinn. I mean, look at the hair. Look at the leopard print. What we did. Matt Hardy. I'd keep, but we need the broken gimmick back. Matt Jackson. Well, guys, what do you think? Think I'm going to keep Matt Jackson? Absolutely not. Get in the bin. Matt Maynard. This guy is on the drugs. Release. Matt Sydal. He was alright like 13 years ago. No anymore. Max Caster. I thought he could do alright at rapping, and then like there's weeks where he gets absolutely got buried by the guns. Like Michael Nakawaza. I mean, look at the size of his ears. Take those ears, mate, and fly back to Japan. Miro, take your tank. I bet he wishes he still had a tank. Take your tank, mate, and go back to Bulgaria. Russia need help in that war, big man. MJF, I've already said. Mr. Brody Lee Jr. I mean, I'll be fair to him. He's got a better physique at the age of like 10 than half the roster, but is what it is. Release Brody Lee. God released him, so may as well release him too. We've got Nick Comarato. Get him in the bin. Nick Jackson, exact same as his brother. I hate the Elite. They are cancer to this company. Ortiz looks like Mark Briscoe, so therefore he has to go in the bin. We've got Pac. Looks like an elf. Looks like a retard. He needs to go. Parker Bordeaux, this guy was in NXT. He sucked in NXT, and guess what? He sucks here. So get him in the bin, guys. We've then got Paul White, who said 4 matches in AEW with 4 wins. Apparently he's coming. Get rid. Big Show's done. Big Show is done. Release him. We've Penta El Cero M. An absolute bum. Look at him, man. The Lucha Brothers have went down so much in recent years, man. It's unbelievable. Powerhouse Hobbs, again. I think he has something about him, so I'm going to give him the nod. Don't even know why, but we'll give him the nod. Preston fans, release. Peter Overland, release. I mean, look at him and his wee fucking Hitler moustache. Come on. It's enough reason to get in the bin. QT Marshall, get in the bin. I mean, what is this QTV and fucking QT Marshall? Who thinks that's good? Ray Phoenix, a jobber. Ricky Starks, absolutely overrated, man. He's a Poundland LA Knight who's a Poundland The Rock. Roderick Strong, nothing strong about him. We've got Rush, release. Sammy Guevara, do not understand the hype for this guy. Overrated, smug looking. I don't know, he looks deformed or something. Nothing really good to say about him. ROH World TV Champion Samoa Joe. I think he's too injured and he can't really be relied upon. So, yeah, I'd release him. Santana, same with him. Satnam Singh, the kick he delivered on Dynamite a couple weeks ago, absolutely horrendous. Scorpio Sky, I'd release. Serpentenko, I'd release. Captain Sean Dean, no idea who you are, mate, release. Perfection Sean Spears, this guy's gimmick is 10 and being called the chairman because he likes using a chair. What? Sonjay Dutt, he doesn't wrestle. Even though, does he wrestle? I haven't seen him wrestle in like 15 years since he was in TNA. So I'd release him. Sonny Kiss, I'm going to go ahead and release because I mean, I thought AEW is pushing all this LGBT stuff. When was the last time Sonny Kiss had a match? Tony Khan, don't you be getting homophobic on me, big man. Next up, we've got the Icon Sting. I'd keep, give him one last run with something. Stokely Hathaway, he can talk. I would keep Stu Grayson. I would absolutely get rid of Swerve Strickland. I'd get rid of the premier athlete, Tony Nese. Sounds like Tony Noose. What's that make me want to do when I'm watching AEW? Trench. Kind of looks like Tom McDonald. A wee bit more deformed. We then get Trent Beretta. I'd absolutely release. Wardlow, release. Wheeler Yuta has to be one of the most overrated bastards I've ever seen in my entire existence. Up next, we've got Zach Clayton. I'd release. Up next, we've got Lion Dead Girl Abaddon. I've never seen her before. You know what, the face paint is quite good, but I'd release. Up next, we've got Anna Jay. I'd release. Up next, we've got Athena, ROH Women's World Champion. I'd release. If there's just why, like, when was the last time she defended? I'm like, oh, she's 11-1 in 2025. Dead on. Britt Baker. Oh, you make me how I feel like Britt Baker in Pittsburgh. No, punk mate. No, release. Britt. Go back to being a fucking doctor. No, you're a gimmick, man. We've got the Bunny. I'd release. We've got Damante. I'd release. Amy Sakura. I'd release. Harley Cameron. You know what? Pretty hot. Max Bones jobbed out big time, didn't he? We've got Akira. Well, actually, I'd keep her. Why not? We've got Akira Shida. Get rid of her. Jade Garkle. I'd keep her. She should never have lost in that fashion. We've got Jamie Hayter. Release. Julia Hart. Release. Kiera Hogan. Release. Chris Statlander. Release. Layla Hirsch. Release. Madison Rain. Release. Marine Schaffer. No idea who it is. Release. Mercedes Martinez came in like it was like a big deal, then lost one match. No, a big deal. The Native Beast, Nyla Rose. She's 9 for 9. You know what? See if wrestling was any bit realistic, she'd be 18-0. I mean, look at transgender women in like real sports. They win everything. You can think that's wrong. You can think whatever, man, but they win everything. So why is Tony Khan not booking Nyla Rose? Is that transphobia from Tony Khan? Because Nyla Rose should be holding all the belts in the women's division. We've seen these trans women in running, rugby, other sports where they dominate, you know. And so why is Tony Khan not replicating that here? Blatant transphobia here for Tony Khan. Pains to see. Paige Van Sant I'd keep. She's quite hot. Penelope Ford I'd get rid of. Rebel I'd get rid of. Red Velvet, I have no idea who Red Velvet is. I'd just get rid of. Rio I'd get rid of. I think she's about 12. I don't think she should be in the company. But Kenny Omega liked wrestling and she was 9. Ruby Soho, I mean, just look at her. Ugly. That's all I've got to say. Damn it. Ugly. Saraya. Stick to OnlyFans. Hen. Serena Deeb. You're too old. It's time to go. Sky Blue. Right. She's got a nice ass, like, but at the end of the day, get in the bin. Well, maybe keep her. No. Well, we've only 6 more to go. Tay Mello. You're pregnant, so you can go make money off OnlyFans selling your body. Go ahead. Taya Valkyrie. Get in the bin. Thunder Rosa. Get in the bin. Tony Storm. Already talked about her. Get in the bin. That leaves us with, oh God, oh no, fuck, I thought we were done. We've got a broadcast team to get through. Willow Nightingale. NJPW's New Japan Pro Wrestling Strong Women's Champion. Brilliant. Oh, I keep her. No, release. Yuka Sakazaki. Release. Broadcast team. We'll give referees. Alex Marvez. Release. Alex. Release. Excalibur. Definitely release. You know what? I love you, JR, but release. You know what? You're clinically depressed watching it. I'd rather you go home and just make podcasts where you can talk about good wrestling. Justin Roberts, I'd keep. He is quite good at what he does. Lexley Nair, I've never heard of her. Mark Henry going on Rampage saying it's time for the main of. Does not do it for me. Nigel McGuinness done a decent job in Coalition. Renee Paquette, You can take Moxley Spaghetti and fuck on out of here, brother. Taz, I'd absolutely keep. And I would keep Tony Schiavone going into the referees. We have got Aubrey Edwards, the biggest release ever, man. I have nothing really to say about these other 5 referees, so let's just keep them. We need referees. Coaches. I'd keep On Anderson. I'd keep Billy Gunn, and I'd keep Jerry Lynn. As for Pat Buck, I've no idea who it is. Is that the Young Bucks dad? Well, it looks like him. Well, he looks like a fucking jobber. So there you go, guys. That is 250 people that need released for AEW.